What's up, guys? Master Joda here, back with another Clash Royale video. Today we're actually going to be trying out the new card that just came out. It's the Goblin Drill. Luckily, we actually have the card. Everyone's going to have the card maxed out right now, or whatever your King Tower level is. So that's going to be available for the next month. So you guys can go ahead and try out the card, even if you can't level it up. It's really easy to get, especially if you have the battle pass, because you can keep replaying the challenge until you unlock it. So let's just go ahead and get into some of the gameplay. We're going to be going through 5 decks that I've already seen going around that people are playing and that I think are going to be pretty popular with this deck. So let's just get into some of the gameplay with the Goblin Drill and see how the card works. So this first deck we're going to be trying out is going to be a kind of it's a bait deck that's been around in the meta for a little while, but we're substituting the Goblin Drill in for what is usually the Goblin Barrel. This is what I think is the best deck for me so far of the ones I've played. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the best, but the other ones are very solid too. And I could be wrong. This is just the deck that I've had the most success with so far. Just because, the Dark Prince is really good against the Royal Hogs, and the Cannon is just really good in this meta, and the Rascals just got a buff. So let's go ahead and get into the first game with this deck. So getting into this first game, we're going to be playing against Icebo. So I don't know exactly how this matchup is. I think it's a pretty good matchup for us. Just because, like I was saying, Rascals and Cannon card are really solid. You got, the Cannon card, the Rascals, and the Dark Prince for your tanks. And it's really hard for them to outcycle those cards. And on top of that, if you get in a sticky situation where you need your Rocket to take care of their Expo, you always have that option available. So, yeah, we're going to start off with the Rascals and the Goblin Drill there. And just look at all that damage, guys. I don't think he had his Valkyrie in hand for the Goblin Drill. Valkyrie is actually one of the best counters to Goblin Drill in the game, guys. So if you notice that they have to respond to your Dark Prince or your Rascals with the Valk, that's a great time to go in with the Goblin Drill. Pretty much any close combat troop that does splash is going to be a pretty solid answer to Goblin Drill. But even in those situations, where they place the Royal Ghost or the Valkyrie or something like that, you can still get a pretty good amount of damage. And just, make sure you're switching up your placements with the Goblin Drill. You never want to be predictable with where you're going to place it. And a lot of the times, even if they, place a good counter card for it, it'll still get pretty good damage on the tower, as we'll see in the video. But so far, we got about 800 damage advantage on them. And I really like this Goblin Drill emote that you win if you complete the challenge. It's really funny. He's going to go in with a pretty aggressive rocket there. I guess he thought he was really safe with the Tesla setup there. I guess he was just really confident. And I'm going to show you after this video, this guy was actually ranked in the top 10,000 last season, so a really solid player. So that was kind of a weird play, in my opinion, for him to go in with that aggressive rocket there. But I guess he just didn't think he was going to break through, so he was just trying to get some damage on us early. He's going to try and go in with the King Tower activation there, guys, and look at that. He had the Ice Whiz, and he NATO'd one of our Goblins, and we still got 700 or 800 damage on his tower. So Goblin Drill in a lot of situations, it just gets a ton of damage. I kind of have mixed feelings about the card. I don't know. Some people think it's broken. I don't think it's going to be broken, but I definitely think it's going to be a strong card and viable in a lot of decks, especially the bait archetype. So he's going to go in with another Tesla and set up with a Tesla Expo. We're going to do a pretty good job of taking out that Tesla. And as you see, we baited out his log with the Rascals there, and we were we were intentional about placing the Princess in a place where he couldn't log the Princess and the Rascals. And as you can see right there, guys, the crazy thing about the Goblin Drill is the actual drill tanks for the Goblins. So when the drill comes up, the Expo and the tower started shooting at the drill instead of the Goblin. And this guy's pretty aggressive, going pretty aggressive with the rocket cycle there. We had a really bad cannon That was a big mistake on our part. We gave him pretty good rocket value, guys, so don't make that mistake if you go up against Icepo. But he's trying to go with the split lane push, switch it up a little bit on us since we had that cannon set up in the right lane. And yeah, we're going to toss out another emote. We know he's just going to, he can't really keep rocket cycling because we have almost as fast of a cycle as him, and we have, you know, a 700 or 800 damage advantage. We have to rocket the Expo there just to play it safe, and he's going to go in with a pretty aggressive rocket. And he's within 2 rocket range now. But look at this, guys. Like, you have to play the counters. Even though Valkyrie's a great counter Goblin drill, you still have to time it good, because if you don't time your placement with your counters against the drill, the Goblins will come like in between the increments of the Valkyrie swing. So as you can see in that clip, our Goblins were able to get enough damage to put us in within rocket range, so that won us the match. And yeah, guys, this guy's credentials, a really solid player, top 10,000 player last season, and so that was a really solid win. So let's go ahead and get on to the next deck, guys. So getting onto the second deck that we're going to be playing, it's going to be Mega Knight Bait. And guys, this has just been a staple deck in the game for the past like 3 or 4 years. Usually you're going to see this deck with the Skeleton Barrel in there, but we're going to throw the Goblin Drill in place of the Skeleton Barrel. So you just have a ton of bait in this deck, and then you have the Mega Knight, you know, to deal with, you know, the more tanky or the more like splash, the more like grouped up targets like Royal Hogs, Barbarians, stuff like that. So that's going to be your tank for the Goblin Drill, or your Miner Bats, or, you know, you're just going to be able to build up some pretty crazy pushes. And you've got the 2 units with the Miner and the Goblin Drill that can go, you know, get immediate tower damage and snipe units. So this is probably, even though I'm not sure if it's going to be the best deck with the Goblin Drill, it's definitely one of the most fun decks with the Goblin Drill, because there's just so many crazy combinations you can pull off with it, so many crazy types of pushes. So let's just go ahead and get on to this gameplay, guys. So getting into this game with the Mega Knight Bait deck, we're going to be going up against Elixir Golem, so this ought to be a fun one to watch. Unfortunately, guys, he's going to have the Electro Dragon, and the Electro Dragon is surprisingly one of the hardest counters to this Mega Knight Bait deck. I mean, I guess it's not much of a surprise, but I mean, just look at our deck. We got the Goblin Gang, the Goblins, the Goblin Drill, and the only, you know, like air destroyer for like the more tanky units we have is the Inferno Drag, and Inferno Drag is hard countered by, you know, Electro Dragon, hence, you know, the reset. The reset is just going to do a great job at nerfing that Inferno Drag in this deck. And E-Drag, you know, especially when it's paired with Tornado, is just going to pretty much one-shot all our units. And this guy's just going all in at the beginning. We're going to give him the laugh emote because we know we're about to lose our tower probably. Even though we're going to do a pretty good job. As you can see there, we stopped all his troops with the Mega Knight up at the top. And even though we were able to melt his Elixir Golem pretty good, we that Electro Dragon was just, you know, melting our troops there. He had a pretty bad tornado right there because it didn't target onto our Electro Dragon. And now he's, you know, throwing some of the BM back at us. So well played to him, I guess. We do have this Inferno Drag for the counter push, so we're going to go in pretty hard here. Since he's playing a more heavy deck, we're going to play pretty aggressive in single Elixir and see if we can get him, you know, really behind in single Elixir, because in double Elixir, Elixir Golem just gets better and better. And luckily, we're going to get a nice lock there with the Inferno Drag. And since the, we're going to get that lock with the Inferno Drag there, since the Electro Drag was distracted by the drill. And we're going to see if we can defend here, guys. This is going to get really hard if you'll pay attention. He's got the Baby Drag and the Electro Drag. We're going to try and distract the Electro Dragon with our units in the back just to kind of buy some time. And guys, when you're playing Elixir Golem, you want to focus on getting them blobs taken care of, because the quicker you can take care of the Elixir Golem blobs, you know, you get that big boost of Elixir and you can defend much easier. Yeah, so it just makes it a lot easier to defend. You want to take out those blobs, and you want to like kind of distract his support units as best as you can. You know, you want that healer to be away from the elixir golem. And as you can see right there, guys, the crazy thing about the drill is it's mostly an offensive weapon, but as you see right there, we really needed it in that defensive pinch. So we were able to get some good defensive value against that elixir golem. And yeah, guys, we get the good game against the elixir golem player. We're going to throw him out some BM here at the end just because he's a dirty, rotten elixir golem player. And yeah, guys, that's a GG's, and we're going to get ready for the next one. So getting into this next deck, guys, it's going to be a bait deck with, you'll usually see this bait deck with the Goblin Barrel. So yeah, guys, pretty much for every deck with Goblin Barrel, if you're going to put the drill in, it's going to replace the Goblin Barrel just because they're kind of awkward if you try and put them in the same deck. I've tried it a couple times, and some people might get it to work eventually, but I haven't really been comfortable with playing the drill and the Goblin Barrel in the same deck. So yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and get on into this gameplay and see how this deck works out. So getting into this matchup, we're going to be playing some Golem. So yeah, guys, just a really solid video. It shows, you know, how the drill plays against, you know, the big beatdown, you know, elixir golem type matchups. And surprisingly, so far in my experience, the drill has done very well because they don't really, like a lot of the heavier decks don't have a good answer in single elixir to the drill. It's always going to get quite a bit of damage, I feel like, and or they have to overcommit to defend it well, and then you can, you know, outcycle them. And as you'll see in this, he's just going to have a hard time defending our pushes, and we're going to get a really good lead on him early on, and he's not going to be able to come back. So yeah, guys, as you can see here, we got the Skelly Barrel and the Dark Goblin. He's going to have to respond with a Mega Minion and Bomber. And he's doing pretty well so far, but yeah, we throw out the laugh because, you know, we just get aggravated playing Golem, and we're just trying out a new deck, and we just can't escape the Golem noobs. But yeah, guys, we're going to go in with the drill and the Knight here, and just look how much offensive value. So, guys, if you'll see the Night Witch right there retargeted onto the drill, and our drill was able to get like 700 or 800 damage and kill the Night Witch. So if you play Golem a lot of the times, you'll notice that they'll get those defenses with the Night Witch and then just plop a Golem down in front, and you're pretty much screwed on the counter push. But the nice thing about that Goblin drill is a lot of the times, if it's not like a splash unit, such as like if it's like a prince or a night witch or a knight, those goblins will, if they don't completely kill the troop, like you just saw them do to the night witch, a lot of the times they'll, you know, weaken it down a lot. So yeah, guys, just that one push was able to get him a little bit behind on elixir, and then we were able to go in with that Skarmy on the right side, and he didn't really have a response because he had to respond to that skeleton barrel on the left side. So yeah, guys, he's going to build up a big golem push, try and do something late game here. We're going to go in with an early Inferno Tower just to see how he reacts to it. He's going to go in with the Lightning. And check this out, guys. We're going to try out the Goblin Drill for the first time against Golem, and it does really good. Since they nerfed the death damage on the Golem, the Goblins were able to melt the Golemites after we popped the big Golem. And as you can see here, we got our units spread nicely. We got the Dark Goblin and the Princess spread out so he can't get like super good tornado value on us. So we had the Princess down low in the middle, the Dark Goblin off to the left, and then we had the Goblin Drill and the Skeleton Army up top to deal with, you know, the support troops and the Golem. And I mean, that was just a really solid game. I was really pleasantly surprised with how easily the Goblin Drill dealt with that last Golem push, and he didn't even get a tower on us. So that was a really solid win there, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this last matchup we got here, guys. So for this last deck I'm going to be showing, guys, this is a really fun one. Really fast cycle. I think it's 2.6 cycle deck. It's going to be Wall Breakers, Goblin Drill, and you got the Princess and the Dark Goblin in there. So you got a lot of log bait. You got 4 like hard log bait cards, and then you have, the Dark Prince, which baits out that log a lot of the times if they don't have a good answer for that Dark Prince. So yeah, guys, just a really fun deck, really fast cycle, and playing decks like these will definitely get you better at the game. But let's see how the Goblin Drill works in this deck, guys. So getting in this last match here, guys, looks like we're going to be playing some of the one of these aggravating furnace, goblin hut, flying machine decks going around the meta. I don't know if you guys have experienced these decks, but they're really aggravating. A lot of the times these people just, plop down their huts and play defense the entire time and just chip you out. And they can be really aggravating to break through. But luckily we got this Goblin Drill, and it's just a really hard card to respond to. And as you see there, guys, he's got the Flying Machine and the Prince on that, and we still get like 1,000 or more damage. So like I was saying earlier, the single target troops just have a really hard time answering the Goblin Drill. And yeah, as you can see there, like as you'll see later on in the game, they just get great value against, like the Prince and the Flying Machine. They're not good answers to it. He does have the Valkyrie in there, but a lot of times they have to use the Valkyrie to answer your other troops like Dark Prince. So as you can see there, guys, we didn't have the best answer in hand for that Valkyrie. So you need to learn how to kite troops with your, wall breakers and skeletons and stuff like that. And here, guys, learn this placement with the skeletons to defend flying machines. You can let the flying machines get only one hit just using skeletons. So that's a 1-for-4 trade, and you only take one hit if it's a naked flying machine. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and log that Prince and get some pretty good Dark Goblin value there. And yeah, guys, we already have a ton of damage on him, just because he didn't have good answers in his hands for that Goblin Drill when we played it. So yeah, pretty much all we have to do from here on out is defend and get, like one more good push on him, and that's going to be GG's. He is going to get a little bit of pressure on us here in the late game, but we do okay responding. As you can see there, guys, he had a really good catch with that Valkyrie and denied all damage. So I mean, if they catch the Goblin Drill effectively and get it like no damage, and you get no damage with it, that can turn into like a really good counter push for your opponent. So you can't just play the Goblin Drill, all willy-nilly and expect to win every game. You can get punished if you don't play it well. And yeah, guys. But like I said, like he has the Valkyrie on it right there, which is a good counter. But if you're placing that Goblin Drill in different areas, as you've seen right there, we were able to dodge his Valkyrie, and Dark Prince is going to be just as good of an answer to his Goblin Drill as the Valkyrie is, and we're able to catch a couple of his drills with the Dark Prince there and come out with the win. So yeah, guys, that's going to end it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed playing the new card. Like I said, I think it's going to be really solid, guys. It could even be meta. I'm not sure about that yet. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out once people learn how to counter it a little bit better and learn how to react to it. But I mean, overall, guys, I think it's a really solid card, really versatile. You didn't see it much in this deck, in this video, but you can use it, to snipe troops like firecrackers and stuff like that. You can use it defensively. You saw that a couple times in this video, versus Golem or Elixir Golem. If you don't have any other buildings, or if they, lightning your building like you saw in that Golem matchup, you can get really good defensive value with the drill. And, it's definitely going to be most potent on offense. It just gets a ton of damage. Even if they play counter sometimes, if they don't play it in the right place or the right timing, it still gets a ton of damage. So yeah, guys, it's just a really solid card in my opinion, and a really, really fun card. One of the most fun cards they've put in the game in a really long time. It's not busted like the most recent card was, the Mother Witch, but yeah, still just a really solid and really fun card. So give it a try, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, And if you didn't enjoy the content, please leave that in the comments below, guys, and I'll try to do better for the next one and keep you coming back for more of the content. But until then, guys, see you soon.